Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today, we're going to do a removal and replacement of our factory OEM head unit, the radio unit inside our 2017 Toyota Hilux. We're going to be pulling the unit that came with the vehicle, and we're going to upgrade with a Android head. It's bigger, better, and gives us more options for configuration. If you're interested in these kind of projects, then maybe today's episode is for you. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now today what I'm going to show you how to do is how to remove some of the pieces of plastic hardware inside your dash so that you can easily remove the head unit, the existing head unit, and be able to replace it with the new Android head. Also, I'm going to show you some tips that have to do with configuration that will make it a little bit easier, because sometimes the instructions to do these type of configurations do not come inside the box. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to take a look at this vehicle radio head device. It takes the place of the existing OEM head that's inside my Toyota 2017 Hilux. It gives you a lot of options and the ability mainly for me to be able to play Apple CarPlay. And what's so important about Apple CarPlay? Well, I have all these great apps on my Apple iPhone, especially things like Google Maps, as well as the ability to stream audio for an application something similar to Sirius XM, and I can stream that to my car through a car head similar to this one right here. Now, why did I pick this one by Jiuyin? Jiuyin is the name of the company right here. I picked this one because it was like a third of the price of those other heads, those very popular heads by Kenwood, by Pioneer. It does a lot of the same thing and has a lot of the upgraded features as far as how much memory it has in it, the processor.
In smart car navigation, the screen adopts a 2.5D curve-tempered screen, which is anti-smashing and scratch-resistant. High-definition QLED, quantum full viewing angle LCD display. The screen is clearer, the color is richer, and the picture quality is more delicate. True 8-core processor, 4G high-speed storage, 64G large memory, running smoothly, refuses to freeze. Built-in luxury DSP-TDA 7851 power amplifier, creating extraordinary sound quality. With Apple CarPlay wireless connection, navigation becomes Apple system in seconds. Support 4G network, plug-in card, download application, map update. It is dedicated for special card. The plug is plugged in and supports the original car function. AHD high-definition Starlight night vision reverses. The reverse gear is switched instantly, even in dark places, it is still clearly visible. More functions, waiting for you to experience.
Now, like I said, I bought this because it was about a third of the cost of some of those more expensive units. Now, sometimes you get what you pay for, but we're going to find out today, is that the case? Is this actually a good alternative, or am I going to be disappointed and end up having to go back to one of those more popular models like the Pioneer and the Kenwood head units? Anyway, let's go ahead and do a box opening, and we'll take a look at what's inside. Now, the company I bought this through, they said they went ahead and verified everything. That's why the box looks like it's a little bit beaten from the shipment. And but they made sure that everything was operational before I received it. So I have looks like a bag with some type of adapter cables inside. It looks like a GPS adapter right here. Some kind of little tool right here, probably for pulling out the old head unit. Some screws. Here's a USB 3.0 hub, some more adapter cables, probably to allow me to use all the OEM cables and basically do plug and play where you don't have to cut and wire anything. Now, something I want to talk about while I'm opening and bringing everything out here is starting in 2018, Toyota started offering CarPlay in their head. Anything before 2018, they didn't have the ability to play CarPlay. They didn't adopt it until 2018. A USB port charger. And this right here, this was what was very important for me. This right here, this is the plastic faceplate that is for the 2017 and many of the 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, something like that. I don't know. It was a bunch. They didn't really change the face of the Toyota radio head, the plate, in all those years. So this one, I took a picture. I showed it to of our old one. I took a picture of the old one in our vehicle, and this is the one that they sent me for. So the head unit will fit nice and neatly inside this right here. And this is the head unit. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Here you go. This is the head unit right here. It's got a protective covering over everything in Chinese, as I expected. And it's only this, look at the thickness, it's only this deep. It's got a cooling fan in the back here. And this one, and we'll talk about the specs a little bit later, this one is actually upgraded. I went ahead and got one of the best ones on the market. So when you, hopefully that when you start moving each one of the apps inside here, when you start clicking on them and moving them back and forth, it's very seamless. Also inside there is an instruction manual. This is the operational instructions and the installation instructions. These are going to be very important. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the head unit that's already inside my 2017 Hilux. Now this is the current unit that I have inside my 2017 Toyota Hilux. Now what I don't like about this one, you see this, there's a little SD card that goes inside here, and this is for the GPS. This is for the navigation system inside here, and it's outdated. This card, whatever it was in 2017, it was probably not even updated in 2017. That's the latest updates that it has for any of the maps around here. And what I find, there's been so many new roads that have been created, and it's not up to date. And we end up going down the wrong places all the time with this navigation system here. Plus, it also has an outdated DVD, CD player inside here. And not many people these days use CDs anymore. Everybody uses something similar to maybe a little USB drive where they stream music and media to their head unit right here, their radio head unit inside their vehicle. So that's outdated as well. So the new one doesn't have that. It is all digital media. It's a DMX, digital media type of a system. Now, hoping this can be a simple DIY project. Sometimes when you think something's a simple DIY project, it ends up becoming a little bit more involved. But we're going to find out. I'm going to go read the instructions, and then we're going to see how it works. Okay, I was a little shocked when I opened up the instructions. Even though some of the index inside here show some English words inside, pretty much everything is in Chinese, the instructions themselves. Kind of see like everywhere inside here. So it's going to have to be, hopefully it's intuitive. It's going to be an intuitive installation. Things are going to have to make sense when we go through. Okay, so let me go ahead and start pulling the old radio out and making sure that the connectors that they supplied will interface with these with the connectors on the existing truck, and get everything hooked up to the radio here. Once you've removed all the plastic cowling around that give you access to the screws for the head unit itself, which are four, there's one there, and then there are two underneath here, one here, and then one over here. And you can either use a 10 millimeter 10mm socket wrench to get, or a Phillips screwdriver, and remove all these four, and this entire head unit will slide right out of the vehicle. Now with all four of the screws out, the only thing that's holding this in place are some of these clips on the inside. You can see over here, these type of clips inside. So go ahead and gently pull out the rest of the radio head unit. On the back side where the passenger airbag connector is, go ahead and remove the clip on the back of that. Now with that connector removed, the whole unit slips down easier and you have better access to the rest of the connectors on the back of the old head unit. Remove the remaining connectors inside here so that we can totally remove this away. Good idea is to take a picture of the connections that you have in case you have to place it back again, but all of the connectors are unique to the back of the specific head unit, so they won't fit in one of the other connectors inside there, so it shouldn't be a problem. So after getting some of this foam cover off, it shows that it's the USB connector. So I'm going to pull this USB connector apart so I can pull this whole head unit away, and hopefully there's an adapter inside for that as well, because that comes out right here for USB, and that's where I normally play my music, is through there. I have files on that little mini thumb drive. I just want to show you a couple of things that you'll need to do. On the cover, the front faceplate for the old unit, you need to take off clips. There were clips over here. I've already removed them and I've inserted them on the new faceplate right here. It's a little dark inside here because I'm inside the garage because it's still raining outside some. So take all of these off and put them back on the new faceplate for the new unit. Also, there are going to be some wires inside here that you're going to need to run, and it has to do with your GPS. And if you're running anything like a 4G or 5G system, let me show you what you're going to have to do. Now you see, I've already installed it. There's a GPS receiver right there, an antenna, GPS antenna, and there is a 4G antenna as well. And what you're going to have to do, you'll take off this little section right here. Pop off these two little covers. There's two bolts, 10mm bolts inside here. Remove this. Now be careful because there's an SRS airbag back inside here. Just make sure you don't damage that. Pull this section off. Then you can run your wires back there through the back and bring them up to the connections here. This is the GPS connection, and this is the 4G connection. If you have a system that's 5G, then you could do that. And what you can do is you can just run the connections. This is a USB connection, just put it inside your glove box, and this is for the 4G SIM that will go inside here. This also has it has two USB. So what I did was I connected the old USB connector right here. There'll be a 4-pin and a 6-pin. The old one was a 4-pin. So I connected the 4-pin connector out of the back of the radio to the one that goes through the back of the vehicle itself, and it comes down by the factory down there, so we can plug right in there and we don't have to go inside the glove box if we want to connect up a USB device. You should always do a functional check after everything's connected up. So we're going to do one more functional check before we put everything back inside. Make sure that the head unit comes on and everything seems to be working fine. And there we go. We see it came on. It's connected to, let's see what we got. The Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is actually from the house right now. We have GPS right here, Bluetooth connected to the phone. It's giving us the status of the battery of the vehicle itself. It's showing us that, and that's an option when you go inside, that you can check some of the features that have to do with your vehicle itself. Now, when you get your system, it doesn't automatically work. There are things you have to do that are not inside the instructions. Hence, I am sitting here and I am chatting with the seller of this unit right here. It's kind of great. I got to tell you, they're doing a great job with giving me information. But the thing is, there should have been a lot more information in the instructions. Now this is the CAN bus. The CAN bus has to do with your system, your vehicle, that sends information to this specific to your make and model of vehicle. This connects up to this little connector right here, but when I first installed it, this wasn't set up for a 2017 Toyota Hilux. It was for some generic brand, and what happened was I was getting a display up here for back seat heaters, which I don't have inside here, and I couldn't get to any of this stuff right here. So the first thing I had to do is I had to remove this, which they told me to remove this, and then get to the main screen. We had to download some updates, and we had to do some configurations right here under settings. Under the settings, you go to factory, and under factory you type the default factory password, which is 8888. Then when you go inside there, you identify the make and a model of your vehicle. Now if you have a reverse camera on the back of your vehicle and it's not working properly when you put it into reverse, which this wasn't, so you go into settings, you go into reverse, you go into, let's see, reverse system selection, and it was by default this high definition 720p. If I want to upgrade the camera later on, this is where I'm going to change the settings. So I had to put it into NTSC, and once I did that, now when I put it into reverse, here, let me see if I can show you that. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the apps that come along with this head unit. These are just a few of them that I really like. Some music applications, some video applications, YouTube, Netflix, AT&T DirecTV, Nord if I need to connect via VPN to be able to get the US contents, Google Maps, Waze. These are good for navigation, some more music, and some of these other items that are here have to do with doing configuration of the vehicle itself. Some web browsers, the Play Store, and the Play Store is where you would actually go to be able to get your new apps installed on here, the same as if you were doing application install like on an Apple device, or if you have any other type of smart device that uses Google. And you can see there are many different types of apps that you can download and install for your custom configuration on your vehicle as well. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on doing the upgrade of the factory installed OEM head unit for something that is more configurable. Now, I want to add one additional thing. You see a lot of video that's inside there. Now, normally you would not be looking at video. You should not be looking at video while you're driving. But what the unit has, it has video outputs that would be able to connect to like head monitor units. Say like if you have children in the back, and on the headrest, on the back of the headrest, the folks that are inside the back of the vehicle could watch those. Or if you're actually parked while your wife is like shopping inside the store and you're sitting out for a long period of time and you want to catch up on news, you want to catch up on your favorite television channel, you can have an opportunity to do that as well. Again, make sure safety is the main factor here. Well, that's about it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on the My PI Dream Heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and if you ring that bell, you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time from right here in the very beautiful Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.